Welcome back to Anything Outdoors with Steve. I am Daniel. Today I am in Phiboonrak, a very small village in northeast Thailand. This is the village where my wife grew up. This is also the village where my wife and I have a house. It is the day after Christmas. We had a Christmas celebration yesterday and brought some gifts and Santa Claus and Christmas trees and such to some of the poor kids in the village. We all had a fantastic time. I thought we had a very Merry Christmas. Tomorrow I am flying down to Bangkok, and I have mixed feelings about that. Part of me wants to go back home to Idaho, and part of me does not, which is uncharacteristic for me. Throughout my life, wherever I have found myself, part of me always wants to be somewhere else. Regardless of where I am in the world, there's always a part of me that longs to be somewhere else. For the first time in a very long time, I really don't feel like going anywhere. I'm content to stay right here. For me, that is highly uncharacteristic, if you know me. For most of my life, I have been overwhelmed with a sense of wanderlust. Wherever I find myself in the world, I always desire to be somewhere else. In the back of my mind, there are always some exotic locations, some distant lands that need to be explored, and a stirring inside of me to get in my Viking ship and cross the ocean and explore the unknown. In Hindu mythology, there were wishing trees. If you sat under a wishing tree and you made a wish, no matter what your wish was, it would be granted, whether it was for fortune or fame or beauty, intellect. You could even wish for a fairy to grant all of your wishes continually. That said, the one thing that could not be granted was the satisfaction of desire. Why could you not just sit under the wishing tree and wish that every desire that you have and you shall ever have will be satisfied by the wishing tree? It's because the very nature of desire precludes the possibility of satisfaction. That said, as Buddha taught, desire is the predication of a lot of suffering in life. That to transcend desire is to transcend suffering. And there seems a lot of wisdom in that. That said, in my mind, one of the idiosyncrasies of the human condition is desire. Without desire, without a desire for a purpose, it seems kind of pointless to exist. We all need meaning in our lives, delusional or not. We all need a purpose in our lives, delusional or not, pointless or not. One of my boyhood teachers pointed out to me in my youth, and I have been grateful throughout my life for his elucidation, that I'm gifted and cursed with divine discontent, as he put it. That is to say, regardless of what I achieve in life, whatever I experience, whatever I learn, I will never be satisfied. I will never be truly satisfied with my achievement. I will always have a yearning inside for something elusive, for some elusive truth, some elusive achievement that's beyond my grasp. And perhaps that is the basic pillar of the human condition. Perhaps. If we spent our entire life in solitude and contemplation, would it lead to greater elucidation on our condition? Or would we miss out on some of the life experiences that would lead to a greater understanding of the human condition? I don't know. When I was a much younger man in the Air Force, in the U.S. Air Force, my commander, who was a very wise man, instilled upon me what I have found throughout my life to be a very profound and practical and poignant lesson. He suggested to me, as one year draws to an end and the new year approaches, rather than engage in riotous festivities and drunkenness and party time, that one should reflect with more reverence, with more contemplation on our achievements and our failures of the year past, and ask ourselves what we want to achieve in the upcoming year. I have found that while it's relatively easy to assess the failures and successes of a previous year, it's not so easy to set worthwhile goals for the upcoming year. Sure, it's easy to come up with some superficial things, you know, your to-do list. You know, I'm going to travel here for work. I'm going to go to India. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. But as far as life-changing goals that will have a profound impact on your life, not so easy to do. Not so easy to do at all. It's so much easier to engage in distractions and entertainment. One of the most difficult things to do, I would posture for your consideration, is to sit quietly in contemplation and assess accurately and truly the nature of your existence and your place in the universe, your purpose, if any. Thank you for joining me on this walk through Phiboonrak Temple. On behalf of Anything Outdoors with Steve, I bid you and your family a Happy New Year. I mean that sincerely. I hope that the year 2025 will be one of prosperity and happiness for you and yours. Thank you for joining Steve and his friends on our adventures. We will continue to try and bring you some uplifting content wherever we are in the world. All right, now I gotta go and pack my suitcase and head back to Idaho. Goodbye, Phiboonrak.